Welcome to the LockdownEconomy, a series of interviews by the think tank AlterContacts, where the real entrepreneurs share their insights. My name is Yulia Skupchenko, and today my guest is Valentina Primo, the founder of Startups Without Borders. Hello, Valentina. How are you?
Hi, Julia. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm happy to have you here, and tell me, where are you located?
So I am joining from Rome today, which is where I am based, although our team is basically all over the place. We have people in Cairo, we have people in Beirut, so in different countries in the Middle East and Europe.
Excellent. So let's go straight into it, and let's find out, what is Startups Without Borders?
Right. So Startups Without Borders is an ecosystem builder. We're building an ecosystem for entrepreneurs that are refugees and that are migrants. We believe there is a new world that is taking shape, and there's a very exciting new world. So we are here to gather these brave, voracious entrepreneurs with the resources, with the local entrepreneurs, with the opportunities, the investors, and we do that through events, through training programs, and through a media platform.
Well, that's very much in a nutshell, but let's find out more details, shall we? Tell me, what events do you do, or what did you do before the lockdown? Let's start from that.
Right. So we are a young company. We started in 2018 when I was in Cairo as a journalist. I'm originally a journalist. I come from Argentina. And I spent 6 years living in Egypt and covering stories of entrepreneurs in the Middle East. Let's say that this experience was incredibly inspiring. I was very inspired to see these entrepreneurs that were driven to create an impact in their nation, in their countries, in their region. And then I started also interviewing entrepreneurs from countries that were undergoing conflict, right? So Syrian entrepreneurs, Iraqi entrepreneurs. And I started realizing that there are many refugee entrepreneurs creating incredible businesses that not only have an impact, but also have great business models and great revenue models, right? So this is how the idea started taking shape of creating an ecosystem. We started with storytelling, with bringing those stories closer to the public, driven by the intention to change perceptions. We really wanted to show the world that refugee entrepreneurs are not the exception to the norm. There's actually so many around Europe, around the Middle East, and in places as far and as long as Indonesia, Latin America. There's a very thriving, exciting reality out there, and we want to bring it to light. But what happened was that through bringing those stories to life, we started understanding that there are so many actors here. There are incubators for migrants and refugees. There's accelerators. So we started bringing everyone together in the platform. And this is where the idea of having events started. So we hosted a number of events in Egypt. We hosted more events in Italy. We had some training activities as well in Jordan, in Lebanon. And we came to the realization that a summit was needed, a summit where we could discuss all these issues that are important to any entrepreneur, not just refugee entrepreneurs, right? We don't believe in training them separately or offering services or events for them separately. We really believe in gathering the ecosystem and in linking them to those resources. So last year in November, we had the Startups Without Borders Summit. It was an incredible event. There were over 600 entrepreneurs attending. Beautiful place. It used to be a palace, a sultan's palace. Now it's the American University in Cairo, which has its own incubator. It's called the VLab Incubator. We had incredible partners at the summit, speakers coming from all over the world, 20 different workshops running in parallel. And there were people that came both from Egypt and from Syria, from Yemen, from Gaza, from South Sudan, so many places. So we were in awe of the magic that happens when people come together, when they share ideas, when they share their dreams and their passions. We had a startup competition. So pre-COVID, this is where we stopped last year, right? This is how we left 2019 with a beautiful summit, I want to encourage you to go visit Startups Without Borders on Facebook, and you're going to see the video and the activities. Let's say that, yeah, last year ended with a boom.
Yeah, you sound very passionate, and the story is pretty incredible. I think a lot of people who are watching and listening don't even think about entrepreneurship when it comes to those countries. I think we just imagine conflict zones, refugees, and something, you know, when it comes to Syria and Iraq especially. But it's incredible to hear that they're actually entrepreneurs and they're striving and they have something that makes an impact on their culture, on their country, on their community.
Yeah.
So tell me now, after the post-lockdown condition, what has happened to your business, to your company?
Right. So what happened is I found myself in Italy, right? Part of my team, as I said, in the Middle East. And in March, we started the lockdown. We were in a phase of planning the training activities that would happen, the different events that we were organizing. And the lockdown happened, quarantine happened. So what we did was very, very simple. Talk to our community. We have a community with over 2,000 entrepreneurs. We reached out to them through social media. We utilize our channels to ask them, guys, what should we do? We find ourselves close at home with no contact to other people, with no possibility to meet at events. What should we do? And the entrepreneurs themselves started giving us clues of what they were looking for. They were looking for videos online where we could explain the different aspects and different lessons related to building a startup and building a business. So without taking much time to plan it, the week after, we launched the quarantine sessions. The quarantine sessions are a series of interviews that we did just like this one on live on Facebook. It was, you know, a series of webinars, and through these interviews, basically, we uncovered issues like, you know, what is UX? What is, how do you build a digital marketing campaign? How do you do growth hacking? So very, very different aspects. We partnered with entities like Cairo Angels in Cairo. So we had investors coming in as well. And yet our biggest sort of challenge in this phase was, what do we do about the events? What do we do about the summit, right? Because as you know, we had the first summit last year. We were in a big planning phase for launching the chapters, which are events that will take place in different parts of the world. And we thought, well, this means probably there won't be any events happening in 2020, right? So what do we do? Shall we have online events? And we had different brainstorming sessions. We invited our community partners, we invited our team members, our volunteers. We started having this brainstorming sessions, and we designed this hybrid format. We're super excited about it. This is you're one of the first people out telling the news. But basically, we're going to have the summit online, but in a hybrid model where there's going to be stages in different countries, a main stage in the Netherlands, another stage in San Francisco in the USA, and another one in Cairo. We're partnering with different accelerators and different universities, where these studios are going to host the speakers, the workshops, the talks. And then we're going to have online networking activities, online mentorship. So it is going to be online, but you're still going to have the vibe and the feeling and the action-packed experience of a summit.
That sounds very, very brave, and I hope everything will go just fine, super well technically, because even with these little interviews, I'm getting to know all sorts of technical issues. But on the bright side, so it sounds like a lot of activities. You've been really busy. Your whole team is working on something pretty incredible. And tell me, how does your company work in terms of revenue? So is it a for-profit, is it a non-profit? So what was the state before the lockdown and after? How did that change?
So the model didn't change. Basically, we are a social enterprise, which means we focus a lot on the social impact, but we are a business at the end of the day. We don't believe in telling entrepreneurs, in telling refugees and migrants and local entrepreneurs, go at it, create a business, launch a business, and then why would it make sense for us not to launch a business, right? We also believe in creating a strategy. We know we have a vision. We really want to change the world. We really want to change the perception of refugees and migrants around the world. And to take that vision to fruition, it really requires investment. It really requires us to have a sustainable model. If working on a nonprofit model would mean working on a project by project basis, and this wouldn't enable us to really work for the vision that we know we're going to make happen. So to be honest, what changed is that we had to double our efforts. We're working with, we have a brilliant business developer in the team, Nahla, and we're doubling our efforts in terms of business developing and approaching different partners that want to be a part of the summit. We're working on our own offerings as well. As I said before, our plan for 2020 was to launch chapters in different countries in Africa, Latin America, North America, and Asia. And of course, that had to be postponed a little bit because now the launch is going to take place online, but we're still going to do it. We're changing the ways. Something that I like to remind myself of and remind every entrepreneur is that you can't fall in love with the solution. And it's really a quote, that goes around in the startup scene a lot. You can't fall in love with the solution. You really have to fall in love with the problem, right? What you're offering your customer, what you're offering your community is much more than one service or one product or one format, right? When you really focus on the value that you're offering, everything changes because you just find a way to offer that value with the circumstances, with the existing circumstances. So I think if we keep that in mind, you can find a way.
I like the way you put it just now, and I hope that a lot of entrepreneurs who are watching us will take it on board, because you have to know what value you bring to people to be proud to come out and say, this is what I can do for you. And I see it with a lot of entrepreneurs as well, that sometimes even when they think they have a value, they're shy to promote it because promotion seems to be too much advertisement or something. Well, who knows, right? So hopefully that will help them to come out and to speak proudly of it. So you've been in touch with your community. Do you have any competition?
Yes, I mean, we collaborate with our own competitors. I mean, that's the beauty, I think, of the startup world. People are really open to collaborating. So there's several entities that work with refugees and migrants on the nonprofit side. There's other entities that work with, entrepreneurs in the Middle East, where we work a lot, or in different regions where we work, and they organize events just like the ones we organize. And as I said, we partner with each other. We admire each other.
Excellent. And for the future, for the outlook on the future, which is our last question, you told me a lot about the chapters and the event. So maybe you can invite people to partner with you or to participate in it, or something to share.
Yeah. Okay. So one very, very exciting thing, as I said, is going to be the launch of the Startups Without Borders chapters. This is a great opportunity for everyone that wants to lead change in their own country, in their own city, in their own community. We're very excited. We're looking for chapter leaders that are sort of role models or that are very active in the startup scene in their city. We have received so many applications. We launched the call for applications last year, and we've received so many requests from people saying, I want to open a chapter myself. So we're super excited. We're taking different calls. It's really exciting also to have these conversations in India, in Ireland, and South Africa, right? So I want to invite everyone who's looking for something, for an opportunity to really build community, to really build change. But then we also have the Startups Without Borders Summit. We're going to be having, this summit across 3 continents. It's going to be online, so everyone will be able to access. Everyone will be able to participate and network. So I want to invite every entrepreneur building a business, following their passion, following their dream, to join the summit in November.
Thank you very much, Valentina. I think a lot of people will take you up on that invitation. And the whole interview has been really inspiring, at least for me, and I hope for the viewers as well. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Julia, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone who joined us today. If you would like to contact Valentina or look up the summit or anything that we mentioned during the interview, all the details will be in the description below the video. I invite you to like this video, share it with your friends, leave lots of comments, and subscribe to our channel. In the coming weeks, we're going to have many more insights to share with you. So stay tuned, and bye.
Bye.